What's up guys, Bloodshed here, bringing you the Legacy of Nightmares, the LON Meteor Shower Wizard for patch 2.6.5 and season 17. Now this season in particular, it's the Legacy of Nightmares season, so you get the bonus of the ring set without wearing the rings whatsoever. This build plays exactly like the Toioiz Meteor Shower, like the Firebird Meteor Shower counterparts of the past, except for it's like the definitive edition. A lot of these builds are like the definitive edition of the builds that we know and love. So like you get to use Meteor Shower, but you get all the things you always wanted to use with Meteor Shower, like Cinder Coat, Mage Fist, everything that you always wanted to use, you get to use now. Basically, you don't have to kind of try to fit things in there. Leoric's Crown and Unity and all the stuff to get the damage and the damage reduction, and it's just really fun to build and play. You don't have to keep up any pesky set bonuses, right? No endless walk set. You don't have to worry about keeping up the 4 different elements for Toioiz or anything like that. You can play the Parthen version of the build where you stun them to get damage reduction. I prefer the Ashnagar version where you really play around shields with Galvanizing Ward and the Deflection rune. You're basically, if you don't notice on the screen, super duper tank. You can take so much damage as long as you learn to manage your shields a little bit better. The build is super versatile. You have no reliance on cooldown whatsoever. So if you hate those type of builds, you kill trash, you have really strong single target, you kill the Rift Guardian really easy. This might be my hardcore main for next season on my Let's Plays, if you guys are familiar with my Let's Play videos. It's this or Witch Doctor. It really depends if they buff Dagger or Darts, but just super fun to play. If you've never played a Meteor Shower build before and you want something really chill, tanky, and not anything that requires too much crazy mechanics, you do have to land a few abilities in your fire cycle, but other than that, it's pretty relaxing to play. If you're looking for that type of gameplay, one of my favorite builds of all time was the Toioiz Meteor Shower version. So anyway, let's crack open the build and I can kind of show you how it plays and what to do. Okay, so we have the character here, and the first thing I want to talk about is the rotation, right? It's the most important thing about the build is you want to keep up your Taeguk right here. So all you have to do is hold down Arcane Torrent and you're gonna get damage reduction from that. And when Fire Cycle hits, you can see it right here. You want to manually cast Meteor right before Fire Cycle, and then again right before the halfway point of Fire Cycle. So you basically want to get 2 manually casted Meteors in 1 Fire Cycle. So you would cast it now, and then right before it's halfway, you cast it again. That way you get 2 full cycles. There is a delay, and it's a dynamic effect. So it happens mid-air. So right before they hit the ground, if it hits fire, it'll immediately trigger and you'll do that bonus damage. Another thing to note, you want area damage in the build, but you don't need too much area damage. Area damage only affects your manually casted meteors. So those 2 meteors we talked about during Fire Cycle, that's it. That's only on those ones. The normal meteors that fall from your Edge Sigil have no area damage attached to it. Just like EP Monk, your automatic EPs that you do with your 2-piece, they're not actually affected. Only the manually casted Exploding Palms are affected by area damage. Even when it's not Fire Cycle, as long as I don't drop below resource, I'll cast a manual meteor. You just don't want to drop Taeguk, right? You want to make sure you jump in Oculus Rings and cast manual meteors, and just don't drop Taeguk. This is a really big damage reduction and damage increase buff for you. Make sure to always check the description of the video. I will keep the builds up to date throughout the life cycle of the PTR and all that stuff. All the videos will be on my website, all the build links, the written guides, all that stuff. We only had a week of the PTR, so we crammed in like 30 builds, throughout the course of the week. So there might be some things where the combos are better, like we might take a different helmet. We might go with like Andariels for more fire damage and things like that. As far as area damage, around 100 area damage is fine. I'm using Herbrash's Binding, which is something I always wanted to use in the build. I don't have to worry about resource at all. So you should keep up Aquila 100% of the time. It's almost overkill resource in a way. So in a future build, I might switch to Witching Hour or something like that for more critical damage, and then I might roll off the attack speed to like life percent or just more tank, more bulk. I'm going to keep working on the build, but as of right now, in the video you saw, I had like 700 Paragon and no augments, and we just completely crushed it, you know. So it's a really powerful build, really great for hardcore or first timers to wizard, and one of my favorite builds. A lot of people always ask me about Illusionist, but it's not the top paragraph, it's the bottom paragraph. When you use teleport, your movement speed is increased by 30%. So I use this in every build basically. It's like a 30% speed boost when you cast teleport, and we're always using teleport, whether it's a speed build or a push build. So this is why I bring it, not necessarily the top portion. And we should be close, so we're going to use Audacity. You can use like a longer range version of the build with Zays and Power Hungry, but I don't really use that one unless I'm in groups or something where I need to stay back. But a lot of times you're with the Z-Monk anyway, so you're up close. Galvanizing is really powerful for bounties, for pushing. This is going to give you a huge shield, so this is really important. Keep this. Unwavering Will is important. You can swap in the Unstable Anomaly or something else. I do have Unstable on my Hellfire Amulet, so you're probably going to want to bring Hellfire Amulet. Until you get one, you can use any double crit fire ancient or just any ancient that you get. It's really powerful. So this one's missing the fire damage on it. The Swamplands, you're going to have to either power level Witch Doctor or get a Witch Doctor to give you some pants, and you're going to have to re-roll them into ancient if they're not already. These have poison damage. You need fire damage. So we don't obviously get the benefit of sacrifice. That's a Witch Doctor skill. We're only using it for the natural element that rolls on it. So you get the elemental on that as well. Just like Mage Fist, you get a natural fire damage as a secondary actually. So that's kind of cool. That's it, man. This build's pretty chill. You just kind of keep up your buffs, port around, manually cast your meteors. Make sure you get 2 meteors in during fire cycle, and you'll kick a lot of butt this season. So Diablo fans shut down. Unfortunately, it was my favorite website, but I need somewhere to put my builds. I've been getting asked ad nauseum every day on stream, so I decided to use my Patreon page as a website, right? It's super easy. I already have it. I can just put them on the front page. The builds are going to be free for everybody. There's no like exclusive content. Like if you want to support, that's cool, but it's just there, right? And so all my builds will be there, the links for everything, the videos, the written guides. It's just one nice centralized location. I have so many videos. I do a lot of Let's Plays. It can get confusing. So also make sure to follow me at twitch.tv/bloodshed. We stream there 5 to 6 days a week. I'm trying some new things with my schedule, but I'm always going to be live Monday through Friday. And that's going to be all for me today. This is the Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.